Hey everybody, it's Shelby and welcome back to Ginger Boom Studios. It's been a while again. I'm sorry guys. First and foremost, right off the bat, I just want to say I'm not ignoring COVID-19 with this video. I really dislike when YouTubers do that. So hope you guys are all safe. This is a crazy stressful time and I don't think any of us really know how to handle it. I am not handling it well personally, but hopefully you guys are staying safe and, taking care of each other as best you can, and that's all we can hope for, I guess, but it is scary out there. So let's get into the video today. This is the 6th fan art challenge. I did Catra for my second one. I adore Catra, and we're going to talk about her for most of the video because that's pretty much the only thing I can do, but yeah. Super excited to be back. Feels super unnatural like normal, but I'm gonna get better at it as this goes on. So all of the 6 fan art challenge stuff, I have videos up on TikTok. God, I'm on TikTok now. I know, it's crazy. It's at Ginger Boom Studios still. I did little mini videos for each of the characters, and then for the final, which was actually a lot of fun. It was really fun to do. I'm glad I did it. And the final thing and all the progress pictures are also up on Instagram at this point. I only filmed 3 of these videos because I thought they'd get pretty repetitive and boring. And I was right, as I'm doing voiceover. It's a little bit repetitive, but I'm going to switch up the topics for each one of them and kind of, try and make it as exciting as possible for you guys. Really appreciate those of you who keep coming back. It means a lot to me. So yeah, for the 6 fan art challenge, look forward to this one, Catra, Momo, and then Sailor Moon. Those are the 3 I decided to record. I didn't remember to record any of the other ones, and honestly, I'm pretty glad I didn't because it would have been a ton of editing. And on top of that, yikes, me talking for that long. Geez, I looked at how long it took me to do all of them, and it was about 6 hours, which if you think about it, isn't that bad for the amount of characters I'm doing. But if I had to edit that all down, that's also why I didn't make this in like all 6 of the characters into one video, is because the colossal amount of editing, you guys. I would have never slept again. And on top of that, you guys know I have homework. You guys know I have a life. I have 3 dogs. So it would not have gone down well. But yeah, I just wanted to mention a little bit about what I've been doing. And you guys can see all the images if you guys don't feel like watching these videos. The TikTok ones are way shorter. I think they're all 15 seconds. So go head over to TikTok or Instagram if you feel like it. Anyway, let's get talking about Catra, my girl Catra. She's obviously my favorite because I drew her twice, but it's really kind of hard for me to talk about Catra, so I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try and fill this next, however long, with just me talking about She-Ra and how much I love it and Catra, and I want to warn you guys right now, right here, right now, spoiler alert, I am so excited for season 5 to show up, but if you haven't watched seasons 1 through 4, don't watch this video because I'm going to be talking pretty much exclusively about Catra's character arc and how amazing she is. So, maybe catch up and then come back. I'm so excited that next week on Friday, She-Ra season 5 is coming. I am screaming internally, like I can't wait, honestly. So yeah, spoiler warning, that's all you get. Click off now if you haven't watched up to season 4 of She-Ra and you care about spoilers. But first of all, I just want to talk about how much She-Ra means to me. Like, holy cow, I have never felt, it's weird to try not swearing, oh my god, but I have never found a character who means as much to me as Catra, but I've also never found a show that I feel like really represents me as much as She-Ra as a whole, and I think that's partially because the showrunner, Noelle Stevenson, is just very similar to me. I actually bought her autobiography, which is like done in comics and some writing, and oh god, we have been through a lot of the same things. We are in a very close age range to one another. And I feel like there's this very profound experience of being gay and being born in the 90s and just being really lonely, especially through your childhood. It was really, really difficult. And I feel like a lot of the mental struggles also come through really well in She-Ra and in her novel. I find her to be one of the most amazing creators and so very inspiring, and makes me want to actually make the comic I have planned and some of the other stuff that I've had planned forever, but I just don't do because I'm a chicken, you know? I'm scared, and that's okay, you know? Taking my time and trying to figure stuff out before I start anything that's really important to me. But I'm a big Noelle Stevenson fan. I just want to say that first and foremost, is she's just really cool. I've been reading Lumberjanes, which was one of the first comics she was doing back in the day, and she did it with a team of women and maybe some non-binary creators. I'm not actually 100% certain. I should look into that, but a lot of the authors change from issue to issue, so it's hard to keep up, you know. But love Lumberjanes. I'm only on about number 6 and number 7 are coming in the mail soon, but the mail's all messed up, as I'm sure you guys know, from COVID, so we'll see when those get in. I also read her first comic, which was Nimona. Nimona is really good. It's pretty short and really easy to read, so if you guys have time for that, definitely read that. But anyway, what I'm saying is she's really interesting and great, and she's the only person whose tweets I have sent to me. I don't care about Twitter otherwise, but she's just a very innovative, interesting creator who's really good at telling nuanced stories, and I really enjoy that. And I think it's hard when you don't see yourself as often. You kind of just try and latch on to one show or one creator, and I think that's what happened for a lot of people with Steven Universe, and then when Steven Universe didn't end up the way they wanted, they got really upset. I'm actually super excited for season 5, but I think I'm trying to make myself less excited because of that reason, is because I don't want to be one of those people that like loses their mind when things don't go the way they want. And I think, like my therapist said to me, God, I'm sharing way too much on this channel, but I think it's helpful for some people, is that I put way too much of my self-worth into Catra sometimes because she means a lot to me, and I just had to take a step back. You know, season 3 in particular was extremely rough for me, and I'd like to talk about it a little bit. I think people make fun of people a lot for being way too invested in fictional characters, but I think especially straight people and white people to a certain extent, they are so used to seeing themselves in media, right? They're so used to seeing themselves represented in a way that sometimes is flattering and then sometimes is really negative, and sometimes, like, straight people in particular get to have a wide variety of people representing them on screen, and queer people don't get that, and it sucks. And this last few weeks, I've actually been going back and re-experiencing a lot of media that was the only media I had when I was coming out, you know? And it's actually been really hard to watch because most of the narratives are a lot of coming out and people being awful to them and people being homophobic. And it's very hard to watch, and it's very real, obviously, but that shouldn't be the only storyline there is. Like, I've been rewatching season 3 and 4 of Skins, and then I've been rewatching Glee exclusively for Santana, pretty much. But I didn't have much to choose from back then, and I still don't. We have more now, and I think people like to be like, oh, well, them putting gay characters in means you guys have plenty of representation now. No, we really don't. We really don't have as much good representation as we need either. And Catra isn't necessarily the best character, but she is great representation. And I think as somebody who has complex post-traumatic stress disorder and is a huge lesbian, I really resonate with Catra and a lot of the things she's going through. And I think a lot of the things that are shown are really important, and especially the abuse she goes through and just how she's trying to take some power back for herself because she's tired of it and she's tired of people hurting her. I really resonated with a lot of that. And I think Noelle Stevenson said something in an interview that was really important to me, is that male characters are allowed to be angry and violent and upset, but women don't get that very often. And even in villainy, personally, I think we don't get that very often. We get a lot of way too sexy villains, and, you know, like, we're still, the focus is still on men, you know what I mean? And Catra is very much not that. Catra has never looked at a man twice, I swear to God. And usually not in a positive way. And it's really, really cool to see her be angry and upset and take down two people who have been extremely abusive to her and rise to the top. And it's also incredibly heartbreaking because you see that it's not what she really wants. She just wants to be respected and she just wants to be loved, and she's not getting any of those things. And it's really hard for her. And it's very hard to watch. It's very heartbreaking. I think most people think because it's a kids show, it shouldn't be quite so heavy, you know, but Avatar: The Last Airbender and several other animated shows deal with really hard topics too, you know, and I think that's the kind of story I want to write, you know. I've wanted to be in animation since I was a kid. I've wanted to work on shows and movies and stuff, and I never ever in my wildest dreams thought I would want to be a showrunner, that I would want to pitch an idea for a show. But this show has really changed my mind and really made me think about my stories and be like, no, this isn't just something that should sit in your desk or in your iPad or your laptop forever. Like, you should write this seriously so that maybe it could be animated someday, because you have really amazing ideas that have a lot of similarities with things like this, and there should be more stories like this out there. And I still stand by that, you know? And She-Ra's only been out for a year, but it's really changed my mind on what I want for myself and what I want out of media. And one of the hard things about She-Ra is, after it's done, I don't know if it's going to be easy for another show, animated or not, to affect me the same way this show did. Because there are plenty of other animated shows I'm watching right now that I really enjoy, but not like She-Ra, you know? I really love the new Carmen Sandiego. I still love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watch it all the time. I still have a lot of shows that I'm trying and watching and that I genuinely enjoy, but She-Ra is totally different. Like, I haven't been able to rewatch it lately because I have to be in the right headspace to watch it, and I'm just not there with quarantine right now. Like, I don't want to be sobbing on the floor from seasons 3 and 4 right now, you know, but I'm sure I'll be sobbing next week for season 5, which I'm definitely not ready for. But me and my wife make a night of it usually, and we order food and we just spend the whole day binging it and pray that no one bothers us, because it's really phenomenal and I really can't recommend it enough. I also think Adora is another really good take on abuse victims also, but I think that she needs a little more development to really be there for me. But I still love her and I think she's fantastic. I think people think that I don't love Adora because I'm so absolutely blown away by how great Catra is, and that's just not true at all. Not true in the slightest. I think Adora is really great too. And I don't know, I think there's just something about it. And there's also something so cool about taking something from the 80s and just making it your own. And for those of you who haven't seen the original show, oh my god, I tried to watch some of it on Netflix. Oh my god, it makes no sense. I don't understand why dude bros are so angry about the new She-Ra. When I tried to watch the first 2 episodes of the old show, it made no sense, and it was 100% a cash grab. Like, every 5 seconds they were introducing a new character and some really vague plot, and then you'd think you'd be understanding what the episode is going to be about, but then there's like 500 more characters, and the animation was so ugly and so bad. And like, I am somebody, because I went to animation school, you know, that I can appreciate old animation for what it is, but that one just isn't it. Like, if they had showed me that in history of animation, which was one of my favorite classes, I would have like laughed myself out of there. I would not have been able to sit there for hours and watch that. It was just a train wreck. But I do understand that those kind of things have a certain kind of nostalgia. Like, there are some shows, like, I used to be obsessed with Darkwing Duck as a kid. That show's not amazing. Like, it's not bad, but it's not great, you know? I think we all sometimes have nostalgia glasses on, and, you know, I used to think Scooby-Doo was also one of the best things ever, and people will probably get mad at me in the comments, but it's really repetitive, and it's what's called limited animation, and it was primarily used to try and sell things during ad breaks, which I feel like She-Ra was pretty much just one giant ad initially. So, you know, when we talk about great things, sometimes they come from not so great things, and it's okay to acknowledge that some of the things are wanky or kind of weird, because they weren't intended necessarily to be completely entertaining. But that being said, you guys should 100% check out the new She-Ra. I think it's really good. It's a really good time. Here's the finished piece. There's my 2 Catras. Had a lot of fun with this. It was really, really fun. And if you guys want to see more of my stuff, head over to my TikTok or my Instagram. It's at Ginger Boom Studios, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for listening, and bye.